on the Lobo Sports Network. Lobo Basketball has been brought to you by New Mexico State Parks Boating and Safety. Be safe on the water. Lobos wear life jackets. PNM. Talk to us at pnm.com. Also brought to you by Route 66 Casino Hotel. Quality service and value. Get your kicks. This is the Lobo Postgame Show. Once again, Robert Portnoy.
Welcome into the Lobo Basketball Postgame Show, live from the Lawler Event Center in Reno. New Mexico has fallen 77-74 to the Nevada Wolfpack, and we're privileged to be joined by Lobo head coach Paul Weir for our postgame coach's comments. And Coach Weir, first let me say an unbelievable game and an incredible effort for your team here today. Let's start with the two plays that you had drawn up there at the end of the game when you had an opportunity for a three to tie.
Yeah, I thought the first one was probably going to be our best look. When the ball's kind of deep in the corner there, it's hard to get good angles to pass out. Nevada has, very long athletic guys that can switch out, so they did a really good job closing on Chris and blocking that first shot and then taking away kind of that second shot. It was just hard with that ball in the corner to get a good passing angle out for a three. But you got to give Nevada credit. They have very good long athletic players, and they were able to really not let us get a good look at the rim there those last couple of possessions.
So on that last play with 2.3 seconds left, what was the play call there for you?
We were basically trying to get Tone coming off to the ball first, and then at the end of that, there was supposed to be some screen-to-screener stuff with Ant and Chris, and they unfortunately just couldn't get loose there. They switched them out, and it just became a little tough.
Yeah. Well, Coach, great effort. What were your thoughts about the defense? That's always your staple here this afternoon. I
thought it was okay. I think, I don't know if necessarily the shots they missed are playing great defense as much as I think they just wore down a little bit. I think the style of play, how we want to play, and the tempo with which we wanted to play the game was good for us. I think in spurts it was really good for them too, but I think in some spurts it wasn't great for them. So I think it was more just us getting them out of the rhythm that they're usually in, and they, miss some shots maybe they ordinarily make, miss some free throws they ordinarily make. We just were able to kind of do some things with our style of play to, hopefully kind of give ourselves a chance to win.
Did you make changes in the second half? Because it seemed that you took away some of their transition points that they were able to get in the first half.
It was their transition really wasn't anything they were doing exceptionally well as opposed to us just really having some breakdowns. We left the ball a lot. We just weren't getting back and getting matched up properly. Our talking wasn't great, and that was really all we talked about at halftime was our talking and our communication, and I thought that got a little bit better in the second half.
The Lobos shot the three-point shot much better in the second half. What was the secret to that?
I think it's been like a lot of our games. I think early on people are really cued in on us and know we're going to shoot and really get out there and challenge shots. And I think as the game wears on and our tempo and our style, the shots just get more open, And then on top of that, Anthony obviously got really hot tonight and made some shots. And, that makes everybody look a little bit better than they really were. But I think the quality of our shot was good tonight. I think Nevada had some good possessions where they were able to kind of really grind us out and we weren't able to get good looks. But for the most part, to come in on the road and, I thought we did some good things offensively tonight. And I think offensively it's not really going to be a problem for us. It's our defense and our rebounding. And unfortunately, they just weren't quite good enough tonight for us to get a win.
Well, that ball penetration by Jackson, he had 1 assist in the first half. He had 7 in the second half. And I thought that really opened things up for your jump shooters.
For sure. I felt like Arizona was a similar game. I just think that, sometimes when you're pressing teams, you're not always going to get maybe the turnovers you want or whatever it may be, but you're still wearing them down, and you don't know where that wear down is going to show up. And I thought it showed up on their defense down the stretch. And I thought we really got, we were missing layups. So we were just wide open shots. We had a lot of really good looks at the rim, and that's really all we can control.
I thought it showed the depth of your roster and the quality of that depth that a returner, a junior, Dane Kuiper, has been so good for the last 4 games really in a row that he basically didn't get a chance tonight because of the foul trouble, and you were able to find different guys to step up at different points in the game in his place.
Yeah, no, I think, I felt for Dane. It was just a couple just Didn't go his way there. Obviously, with the free throw differential that we went up against, it's going to be hard to win a game when you're minus 18 or whatever it is on free throw attempts. And they did a really good job of just accumulating fouls on us. That included Joe, that included Dane, put pressure on our bench, and some guys definitely stepped up and kind of alleviated that stress. But we still need all those guys available. Particularly down the stretch of a game like this, we need all available bodies to be able to pull something like this out.
Well, Coach, I mean, against a strong Nevada team, top of the conference, a great showing here on the road by your team.
I gave up on moral victories weeks ago, man. There's really not much I can say. I'm glad Nevada's great. I'm glad we were close. Losing still sucks, and so does this. So,
you have more meaty to get to, but I'd love a couple quick thoughts again on Joe Furstinger, because I do feel like the quality of the competition here tonight took it another notch up. They're not huge players, but they're all so gifted and so athletic, and he had to deal with all of them, basically, in another double-double. He was amazing.
Yeah, I thought, especially early, I thought Joe was pretty good. I thought he found some little holes there early and made some points when we were struggling to kind of find our groove early in the game, and Nevada was really locked in on our shooters. Joe was able to kind of get loose down there and make some points, and that kind of kept us hanging around early, when quite honestly, we didn't start the game very well. I thought Nevada, they had us early. They had their foot on our throat there with about 2 minutes into the game, and I didn't like the way we started at all. But Joe, thankfully, was able to kind of smooth that over for us a little bit, allow us to get some bench guys in that were willing to play a little bit harder, and it kind of got us back in the game.
All right, Coach, we're Boise on the road. It doesn't get any easier, and I know you'll be getting ready for that right away.
Yep.
Safe trip back, and thanks for being with us.
Thanks
Coach.
Paul Ware, Lobo head basketball coach. Your postgame coach's comments. Time for us to pause. We're locked into the Lobo basketball postgame show from Reno. Nevada 77, Lobo 74. Final Lobo basketball from Learfield. Back in Reno on the Lobo basketball postgame show, New Mexico drops the 77-74 final to Nevada. The defending conference champions have won their last 12 at home, and the Lobos gave them a heck of a scare here this afternoon. All right, it is time for the State Farm Insurance assist of the game. When teammates help each other out, great plays happen like this. Furstinger driving the left lane line, cut off. He feeds left corner, open three on the way for Mathis. Yes, sirree! Anthony Mathis strokes another one. Great find by Furstinger. Lobos within 6 at 40-34. Yeah, Mathis got it going. Joe Furstinger had a phenomenal game. That was one of his 4 assists, 10 points, 10 boards, as he finds the corner three for Anthony Mathis. That is your State Farm Insurance assist of the game, presented by State Farm. Get an agent that gets you. The Lobos tonight had one Everguard Solar and Everguard Roofing Slam Dunk. That means $10 to All Faiths. All Faiths serves over 2,500 kids and their families every year by teaching them how to prevent abuse and guiding them as they recover from it. Help us give kids back their childhood. Learn more by visiting allfaiths.org. We pause in the Lobo basketball post-game show from Reno. 77-74 final. Nevada wins it. Lobo basketball from Learfield. Back live inside the Lawler Event Center in Reno, the Lobos have dropped a tough-to-swallow 77-74 final to Nevada against the top team of the conference, the returning regular season and tournament champions, the Nevada Wolfpack, winners of 11 in a row at home. The Lobos gave them all they wanted and more. It was tied at 70. Nevada held on to win 77-74 is your final. Okay, it is time for our PNM Reliable Player of the Game. And Hunter, it was a tough call tonight. Who did you decide on in the end?
Yeah, I thought, although Mathis got hot in the second half and really lit it up, I thought it was the play of Jackson, Antono Jackson, who created those opportunities and had 7 assists in the second half, had 8 for the game, 12 points. But his ball penetration and his creation for his teammates, I thought that was the key to the game.
Excellent choice. Antono Jackson is our PNM Reliable Player of the Game. Your game changer tonight for the Lobos, point guard Antono Jackson. Near left side, holding Antono Jackson, 14 to shoot. They step away. He'll step in. Knock down the 3. Antono Jackson's third long ball. It's a big one. Give him 9 points. Lobos within 54-46. Antono Jackson, phenomenal. 12 points, 8 assists, 4 of 9 for
3 of 6 deep, 1 of 1 foul line, just 2 turnovers in 28 minutes. That's a 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Anthony Jackson is your PNM Reliable Player of the Game. PNM delivers reliable energy to you 24/7. Committed community partners adding cleaner resources, including solar and wind energy. We're working to build a strong, sustainable energy future for New Mexico. Talk to us at pnm.com, where you can manage your account and learn how to save money on your electric bill. Okay, we take our final pause. We want to remind you, Albuquerque Downs Racetrack and Casino is your home for winning entertainment, including simulcast racing. The Lobos drop a tough one in Reno against the top dog, but what a battle it was, and what a performance by New Mexico. Nevada 77, Lobos 74. The final, we come back after this. Lobo basketball from Learfield. Back for a final time from Reno in the Lawler Event Center on the campus of the University of Nevada, Reno. The Lobos fall to the host Wolfpack 77-74 is the final. What a game it was. Reminder, Bank of the West continues its commitment as the Lobo three-point basket sponsor. After every game, they donate to Special Olympics of New Mexico, and they've done it for more than 20 years. And Bank of the West has contributed over $100,000 to Special Olympics of New Mexico as part of its proud commitment to Lobo athletics. Hunter Green, there were some great contributions by multiple Lobo subs today, but there was one who stood out off the bench. Who was it for you?
That was Mathis. Mathis lit it up here in the second half. You know, credit his teammate Jackson for, the ball penetration, opening things up, and finding Mathis, who knocked him down.
Anthony Mathis is the Subway Sub of the Game. It's brought to you by Subway Restaurants. Congratulations to Anthony Mathis for being our Subway Sub of the Game here today. Subway Restaurants keep you going on and off the court. Stop in today. The Lobos with just a fabulous and furious second-half rally after trailing by 8 at half. They get even at 70 apiece and ultimately fall in just a dandy Mountain West Conference basketball game here in Reno. 77-74 is the final. That's going to do it for us from Reno. Remember, on the flagship station, 770 KQOB, simulcast at 94.5 FM, J.J. Buck has the overtime call-in show for you right now when we wrap up. And the Lobos will play next on the road next week. After the turn of the new year, it'll be on January 3rd, midweek next week, where they head to Boise and take on the Broncos on the road. That's a 7 o'clock start. Our airtime will be 6:30 with the Bank of the West pregame show from Boise and Taco Bell Arena. Hunter, great basketball game, a tough finish for New Mexico, but I think a very promising performance for the Lobos moving forward in conference play, don't you?
You know, here's the deal. New Mexico's going to surprise some people. I mean, they're gonna win some of these. Unfortunately, they came up short here, and I wanted to ask Coach if there was one thing he could do different. What would that be? Because I just felt like they were that close. And of course, some things have to fall their way. I mean, Nevada struggled in the second half from the three and from the free throw line. Both those stats, but New Mexico kept the pressure on and found a way to be there at the end. Just came up short.
And I think the Lobos style has a lot to do with teams shooting poorer percentages in the second half, right?
Yeah, and that's what he was alluding to, is that he wasn't certain if it was the defense or if they were just shooting poorly in the second half. He would like to think that they just got tired and wore him out.
Well, it certainly can't hurt. Yeah. All right. We will see you in Boise next week.
Yeah.
And Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah. For Hunter Green, I'm Robert Portnoy, our broadcast producer and engineer tonight, Zach LeCure in the studios of Learfield in Jefferson City, Missouri. Great work tonight to Zach LeCure. Thanks for listening across the 19-station Lobo Radio Network here today. The final score for the final time, the Lobos with the loss dipped to 6-9 and 1-1 in the Mountain West, and the Lobos 3-game winning streak is snapped. Nevada wins to improve to 13-3 and 2-0 in league play. Nevada Wolfpack 77, the New Mexico Lobos 74 is the final. So long, everybody. You're listening to Lobo Basketball from Learfield.